PCP Amarathunga, Senior Games Master Mr. M.A.M. Riaz, Senior Teacher in Charge Mrs. Tushari Gunawardana, and other teachers in charge. Our guest speakers for the day, Mr. Ranathunga and Mr. Ravidra Rathnapala. It is with great privilege that I welcome you all to this gathering this evening. Introduction to Philately is an annual project we conduct to enhance and improve the knowledge of young, enthusiastic philatelists in order to become eminent in the future. But this year, adhering to the health regulations, we were restricted to conduct virtually via the Zoom platform. So here we are again at the third episode of the introduction to Philately. There are two eminent philatelists and enthusiastic philatelists, alumni of Royal College, where they will be presenting important facts and figures on the topic of philately. I hope it will be a much of importance for young philatelists to improve and enhance their knowledge, dear sirs. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. Ravidra Rathnapala, an eminent philatelist, who is the present chairman of the Sri Lanka Philatelic Society. Next up, I would like to welcome Mr. Ranathunga, who was at one time the past chairman of the Royal College Philatelic Club, to this gathering this evening. Mr. Ranathunga has been a mentor, guider, and has always supported us throughout the years. Dear sirs, I am very much privileged as the chairman to welcome both of our guest speakers this evening. Also, I would like to thank you for accepting our invitation without any hesitation to share valuable knowledge and experiences among our young philatelists. I hope the youngsters will be able to enhance their knowledge on philately, and pretty much sure they will enjoy it. Next up, I would like to touch few points about philately. Philately, the study of postage stamps, stamped envelopes, postmarks, postcards, and other materials relating to postal delivery. The term philately also denotes the collecting of these items. The term was coined in 1864 by a Frenchman, George Herpin, who invented it from the Greek philos, love, and atelia, that which is tax-free. The postage stamp permitted the letter to come free of charge to the recipient, rendering it untaxed. The first postage stamps for the prepayment of letter postage were issued in England in 1840. They were the brainchild of Rowland Hill, who successfully proposed them in his pamphlet Post Office Reform in 1837. Thank you. Hope everyone enjoy this session. With further ado, we will proceed with our today's agenda. Sanuka, over to you.
Thank you, Shatil. Now I would like to invite our teacher in charge, Mrs. Tushari Gunawardana, to deliver a speech. Sorry to inform, Mrs. Tushari Gunawardana won't be attending today's meeting because due to a power cut. So moving on with the program, now I would like to invite Mr. Ravidra Rathnapala to deliver his lecture. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delay again. Mr. Ravidra Rathnapala won't be attending today's meeting. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ranathunga and to give a small description about him. He started collecting stamps as a young collector under the guidance of the late H.P. Jayawardena, the then principal of Royal Junior School, past president of Royal College Philatelic Society, and he is currently a member of Scouts on Stamp Society International and a badge examiner for stamp collector and philatelic badges for Sri Lanka Scouts Association, Colombo. Sir, I would like to invite you to deliver your lecture. Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will be sharing my screen with you. Right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. I'm sorry. I also had to come to a different location because of the power cut, and even here I find that the power is off. So in case my computer battery runs down abruptly, please accept my apologies. But I hope I'll be able to have a short discussion with you. It'll be both in Sinhala and English. So please feel free to raise your hand at any time and ask me any questions. Okay. I'm sorry I can't show you some of the most interesting items that I have because that was in my hard drive at home, but I don't have power. But then whatever that I have, I will share it with you. So 1971 was the year I joined the Royal College Philatelic Society as a I joined Royal College, Royal Junior School. At that time, there were two schools, Royal College and Royal Junior School. And 1971, I joined Royal Junior School. That's where the primary school is right now, with the primary ground and that gate there and so forth. So 1972 was the year that we became a republic, and that event was held at the Royal Junior School premises at Navarangahala, and there was a stamp that was issued for Janaraja in 1972. That is a stamp in Sri Padya and the rising sun and saying Janaraja. So that's if somebody was to talk about stamps and stamp collecting and the stamps itself about Royal College, that would be my first stamp that I would add on to my personal collection. So I had the good fortune of joining the Royal Junior School Stamp Club under the late Mr. H.P. Jayawardena, who was then principal of the Royal Junior School. So the first meeting that I went for was held at his office, which was located within the premises of Navarangahala, a very imposing room, a very imposing table and chair, and there was a small table that he had set between his table and where we sat, and on that there was this biscuit tin with a lot of stamps in it. And the membership then was 10 stamps, a contribution of 10 stamps. So that was the membership fee that I had to give to the Royal College Philatelic Society to join as a member. And in return, I could pick up any stamp of my choice from that tin. And I picked up the Jubilee stamp of Queen Elizabeth, one of the red color stamps, and Mr. Javadhan looked at me and said it was a very good choice. So today I have that stamp with me, and I cherish that memory very much. So talking about the Philatelic Club itself, if you look at some of the older Royal Philatelist souvenirs, there is mention about how he started when he was a teacher at Royal Junior School. So he started the club when he was a teacher, and he started it for his members, his class, students of his class. And then it expanded to all the others in the school, and there was one Mr. Halpe who assisted him at initial stages, then Mr. Karuna Ratna. Very interestingly, I picked up an envelope. Actually, it was a letter written by Mr. Halpe to a scout in Canada with the Scout Jubilee Jamboree story. And then it was very interesting for me personally to know that he had been associated with the Royal College Stamp Club. Until then, I didn't know that he was involved at Royal, although I knew his sons. He had 3 sons, and 2 of them went to St. Joseph's, and 1 was at Royal. And he became the first Cub Scout to get the Leaping Wolf badge. So we all know, or we have heard of, that Mr. Lalit Atulat Mudali, the former Minister of Finance, the Minister of Mahapola, and then the Minister of Ports and Shipping of the late Mr. Atulat Mudali, was the first secretary of the club. So all these records were there in the old magazines, and that's how I know, because I have some of them. And incidentally, this exhibition that you all are enjoying, the first one was held way back in 1954. That is 10 years after the club was started, and it was held at the at Royal Junior School on the 8th, 9th, and on December, 1st of December, and then there was this stamp dealer, Mr. Amaratna of Oriental Stamp Services, who created this souvenir to be distributed among the participants and the visitors. So that this souvenir is issued as a souvenir to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Royal Primary School Stamp Collectors Club, with the best compliments of Oriental Stamp Services, Chatham Street, Colombo 1, December 1st, 1954. So this is one of the memorable items that I have with me. And then we come to the next one. Again, so this was the first exhibition, and then there was another exhibition which celebrated the 25th anniversary. It was known as the International Hobbies and Hobbies Exhibition. It was held from the 8th and the 9th of December 1970 at Royal Junior School, Colombo. And again, Mr. Amaratna and the Oriental Stamp Services of Chatham Street created another souvenir. And there it spells out the objectives of the club. And it gives some background. It says, the Royal Junior School Stamp Collectors Club was founded in 1944 in the 4B class of Royal Preparatory School by the class teacher, Mr. H.P. Javadana. It was confined to the pupils of its own class. Later members were extended to the class as well. The school changed its name from Royal Primary, and the Stamp Club continued to function under the new name until it changed its name once again to Royal Junior School. And the club has further flourished to its present magnitude. The 10th anniversary of the club was celebrated on the 1st of December 1954 with the Philatelic and International Hobbies Exhibition, and the International Hobbies Exhibition commemorates the silver jubilee of the club. So we could very clearly see that 1st of December is probably the birthday of the Royal College Philatelic Club, and we had these things going. So then this continued for a long period of time, and after joining the club, we used to meet at the principal's office, and then later on, once he left school, we started meeting at different classrooms. But it was the same format most of the time. There was new memberships, then there was a discussion about stamps. It was either the principal or one of the teachers or one of the senior boys who used to explain something very interesting about a particular stamp or about stamp collecting and so forth. And it continued. And in 1980s, I was very active with the club. And before I go there, like in the interim, Mr. Javadana was instrumental in starting a museum. It was the first museum that any school had. It was located where the current RCU shop is. There was a museum, and it had a collection of stamps, coins, photographs, stuffed animals, stuffed birds, and various interesting historical memorabilia. But unfortunately, after he moved out, that was discontinued, and the stamp collection, his personal stamp collection, was displayed there, and it was lost to everybody, including the Royal College. So it was very unfortunate. And but the building existed. It was closed down for the better part of time. And in 1981, 82, I became the student chairman, and I revived the exhibition. So we had an exhibition, and that was held within the premises of the old museum. And I worked very closely with my committee and the students, and like we did our own exhibits, as well as we got exhibits from the Philatelic Bureau. At that time, the Philatelic Bureau was headed by one Mr. Karunathilaka, and they were located at the Selinko House, and the GPO was at Fort in front of the President's house. And they gave a lot of contribution. They brought in some of the mint stamps which were mounted, and they displayed it for us. And a lot of old Philatelists were with the Ceylon Philatelic Club, Mr. Medis, Mr. Abir, Ratna, and so forth. They came and helped us, guided us, and showed us the way how best to do it. And after that, it was virtually like an annual event. Next year also we had one under the leadership of my good friend and batchmate, Kure. And before me, it was Mr. I'll give you his name. He was the president and he was very helpful, and he continues to help the club to date as well, and we also keep in touch. Sorry, I've forgotten his name now, very briefly, but I'll definitely get back to you. So we had a very interesting time, and in 1982 there was this national stamp exhibition that was held again from December 2nd to the 5th, and I submitted my exhibit, which I did for the Royal College stamp exhibition, to the National Stamp Exhibition. So this was a letter that was sent by the organizers to me, and we were placed third under the junior category, and we got a bronze medal. Unfortunately, I don't have the photographs to show you of where the medal was handed over. So I continued to collect various items from Royal College, and here is another letter that I got from the RCU. RCU. So in 1982, we published the first Royal Philatelists under my guidance, under the leadership of Kure. They did the first one, and the book was typed within the school. We got the articles, we went to the office, we got them to type it on a stencil. Those days there was something called a Roneo machine that was there in the school, and we got it Roneoed in paper, and it was totally done in school, unlike what is today. So there are hardly any pictures, but there are a couple of articles and so forth in that particular issue of the Royal Philatelists. So in 1987, again, and this exhibition kept on, it continued, and the exhibition was organized in 1987, and it was held at Diurnal Vent from the 25th of May to the 27th of May, and there was a special cancellation. That was done. And then again in 1989, there was another special cancellation, and this time the exhibition was held at the art gallery. And here you can see the old Royal Junior School Philatelic Club logo. That was the logo, and it has evolved since then. So we continued having exhibitions as the years went by, and in 1985, we were one of the first schools to get a stamp from the postal department. So in 1985, the Sri Lanka Post issued 2 stamps, one for 7 rupees and one for 60 cents. And today, those are very sought after stamps. And to find one with the 7 rupee stamp on it, it's a real challenge, because 7 rupees was mainly used for overseas correspondence. And even I couldn't afford at that time. So one of the covers that I had was only carried the 60-cent stamp, and only very recently did I manage to acquire one with the 7 rupees stamp. So then again, in 1996, we celebrated the Golden Jubilee, and there was this special cover that was issued by the Philatelic Bureau with a special cancellation. And again, this was held held at the art gallery. And the beauty of it is that they chose the stamp with a 50 on it, so to indicate that it was 50 years. So that was yeah. And then in 2004 we celebrated 125 years of the longest running cricket match between Royal and St. Thomas's. And again, the postal department honored it with a special stamp, the first day cover, and a special issue. So, that was the first time a folder was also issued. There was this folder that was issued, which had some details of it, and my good friend Sanath Rohana was behind designing and getting it done. So this was the first folder that was issued for the Royal College, and I think probably the first folder in the country as well. Before that, it was all souvenir folders and so forth. And here it was one meant for the cover. There was a cover as well. So then comes the Royal Felix in 2004, and a new logo was designed. Again, it was designed by Mr. Sanath Rohana, an eminent stamp designer who has designed over 150 stamps to date. And that exhibition too was held at Art Gallery, and there was a postcard also that was issued with it. There was this postcard, and then it was made available for everyone. So we kept on having these exhibitions, articles, and so forth. Yeah, I'll show you two. This is a postcard with a 7 rupee stamp, Royal College stamp on it, and here's another one. This is the 7 rupee stamp on it. These both, one card has gone to Italy, and the other one has gone to the German Democratic. So we have all these issues that were happening, and I was lucky then, and we had my son joined the Philatelic Club, and I have a postcard that was sent by the Philatelic Club for him. You could see there's a seal which says here. Can you see it? Royal College Philatelic Society, and this postcard was sent to him. It's a notice of meeting, and it says a meeting of the Philatelic Club will be held at 1:30 p.m. at Navarangala, Thursday, 6th August 2009. Your participation is essential as matters pertaining to the annual exhibition Royal Felix 2009 will be discussed at the meeting. Please contact Daritha Perra, student chairman, Dasun Perra, secretary. So that's another postal item. It's a postcard with the Sigiriya stamp on it for 4 rupees. So these actually can form part of a stamp collection. It's not only the stamp, the covers, the first day covers, the postcards, and so forth, and then they keep on marking the history. Then there was in 2010, a stamp was issued to mark the 175th anniversary of Royal College. and I posted this from the Kurundwata post office to my son. Soon after the assembly, there was a special assembly that was held at the Royal College Sports Complex, and soon after it, this was posted from the Kurundwata Cinnamon Garden post office, and here it carries the seals from the Cinnamon Gardens post office, as well as to the receiving post office. Unfortunately, today's seals are not very clear. They used to be very good at one time, but so here's the announcement calling about that special assembly. This was sent to all the parents on the 13th of July. It says, His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa, the President of Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, will grace the address gathering at the General Assembly, which will be held at Royal College Sports Complex on the 16th of July at 9:45 a.m. to commemorate the 170th anniversary. Again, there was another folder that was issued to mark this event. It was again another where you could. It had the photographs of some of the core principals of Royal College. Then we didn't have. So I think this is one of the only schools which has 3 different issues. Anand College has 4 stamps in one single issue, but we were the only school that had 3 definitive commemorative issues that were issued on behalf of the school. And here is the cover that have been signed by the designer of that particular stamp. It was jointly designed by a member of the club, as well as finalized with the assistance of the designer. Then, of course, we had several other items that were issued by the Philatelic Club, a couple of postcards for the Royal Commune, the Battle of Blues, 135. Unfortunately, I couldn't get them postally circulated. It would have been a lot of fun to have them sent by post to somebody and then have it. Then we have one commemorative stamp that was issued for the 75th Bradby. That was in 2019. Yeah, it was postally used, not registered, but postally used. It was sent by my brother to me, who was in the committee. Here I have a set of 6 stamps, or 8 stamps, 2 blocks, which has the printer's name at the bottom of the 60 cents stamp that was issued for the 150th anniversary of Royal College. Then again, another stamp was issued in 2019 to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the club. There was also a special bulletin with the special cover that was issued. And here we have, this is the second time we have what you call a personalized stamp. You see, actually, the stamp is the one with the candy and dancer. In this case, it was 10 rupee candy and dancer stamp. And there was a label that is attached to it with the logo of the Royal College Philatelic Club and the background. The previous stamp for the Bradby had a 10 rupee stamp again with the Pun Kalasa. Sorry, 15 rupee stamp with the Pun Kalasa. it has the 10 rupee stamp here with the full colors and the 70th logo. So these per se are also collected, but they may fall into a special category called personalized stamps. Then we have this one, which was again issued for the 140th Battle of the Blues. Again, there it has a 25 rupee stamp, and attached to it is the label of 140. So this this part actually does not fit into the stamp itself, but Sri Lanka has issued a couple of stamps with personalized stamps, which actually had the whole stamp as a person, which can be considered as a stamp. And then there was also this folder, which was issued for the 70th anniversary of the Philatelic Club. So all in all, the Royal College Philatelic Club has been a very active society in the school itself, in a school where there are a lot of activities from sports to outdoor scouting and so forth. Philately has been a very big part of the school extracurricular activities. And so for you young students, members of the club,
Sorry, I think Mr. Darshana Ranathunga is having some issues with connection, and please stand by for a few minutes.
my apologies. My apologies. The lights, my battery went down on my phone and my connection. So here is the stamp that was issued to commemorate the 170th. This is called a block. When you have 4 stamps together like this, it's called a block. So you have these personalized stamps. This part is called special cancellation, commemorative stamp cancellation, which is used. This is the first day cancellation, and so forth. So here's another one of those postcards again, which I had posted it to my son with the 175th anniversary stamp. And it was on I can't remember exactly what the card was, but then it has been there. So like I was telling you, like It's very interesting thing. You can look at history. Stamps and covers and this postal history helps you to piece together the history of the country, the world, or whatever it is. So if you specialize on a particular subject, you could Royal College, or you could even do it for scouting or any other hobby. You could start collecting. So the sky is the limit. I call the stamps windows, million windows to the world, because each stamp has a story to tell you. And it's a key to the future, and it's a key to the past. And here, showing you this last stamp. There are so many other stamps of eminent personalities who have been at Royal College, so that itself it becomes a particular collection. There were 2 books published to that fact. There was a small booklet as well as another book that was published by the Royal College Philatelic Club. So you could start easily by trying to collect those, because they are all contemporary stamps. Most of them are freely available at a very nominal price, and start up your collection. So while wishing you all the very best and thanking you all for finding the time to be with us today, I wish the president and the committee members of the club all success in the coming year, and look forward to working with you all again in the years to come. Take care of yourself and have a great weekend. Over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, sir. Is there any questions? Are there any questions, Mali? Does anyone have any questions? So I think there are no questions. So thank you very much, sir, once again for sharing all your experiences and inspiring our fellow physicists. And also, I hope that we are able to take your guidance and improve the legacy that you built back in the day. So, and as all good things must come to an end, I would like to invite Nijan Gunawardana, the treasurer of the Royal College Philately Club, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Sanuka. I hope you can hear me. Good afternoon, everyone. Feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. So today, I take the opportunity to put my gratitude into words. On behalf of the Royal College Philatelic Club, I would like to thank Mr.Darshana Ranathunga and Mr.Ravidra Rathnapala for taking precious time out of their busy schedules, even among these power cuts around the country, and making today's program a success. Indeed, your words of wisdom have inspired many students. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my fellow members for joining today's program. We hope you all learned something. Thank you.
Thank you, Nijan, and thank you very much for joining with us for the 3rd episode of Introduction to Philately.